Welcome to the Memory and History channel. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on more videos like this one. In 1948, Chicago Heights, Illinois, desperate mother Lucille Chalafou placed this sign on her porch offering 4 children for adoption after eviction. This heartbreaking photograph exposed post-war poverty's devastating human cost across America. A man in Afghanistan condemned to death for supporting the communist regime in 1980, he would later be shot and beheaded. This brutal image captures the violent political upheaval during Afghanistan's civil war. Mongolian soldier stands among Japanese prisoners near the Khalkhin-Gol River on September 2nd, 1939. This battle saw Soviet-Mongolian forces defeat Japan decisively. The conflict shaped World War II's Pacific theater dynamics significantly. Sergeant Harold Marshall from the Calgary Highlanders Sniper Platoon during training in the United Kingdom. 1941, Canadian soldiers prepared rigorously for combat in Europe. His focused expression reflects the deadly precision required for sniper operations. U.S. soldier stands on a captured German Do-335 fighter wing in spring 1945. This advanced twin-engine aircraft represented Nazi Germany's desperate late-war innovations. American forces captured numerous experimental German aircraft after victory. Two Kashmiri guards pose with photographer James Rickalton at the Imperial Delhi Durbar in British India. 1903, this grand ceremony celebrated British colonial power. The elaborate uniforms and setting demonstrate imperial pageantry's magnificence. Soldiers of corpses from the 2nd Canadian Infantry Division following the disastrous Dieppe raid. This failed 1942. Operation resulted in massive Canadian casualties. The tragic loss taught crucial lessons for future Allied amphibious operations. Firebombed Greyhound bus of civil rights. Freedom riders after a Ku Klux Klan attack in Anniston, Alabama on May 14, 1961. This violent assault shocked America. The burning bus symbolizes the dangerous struggle for racial equality. Japanese soldiers proudly pose with their ceremonial swords during the 1930s. These traditional weapons held deep cultural and military significance. The photograph captures Japan's militaristic pride before World War II's devastating conflicts began. Training of Italian CR-42 CN Night Fighter aircraft. The plane number is impossible to see, possibly number 3774. These biplane fighters served throughout World War II. Italy struggled with outdated aircraft against superior Allied technology. In the 1950s, black painters called the Highwaymen created oil landscapes to sell along highways after being banned from galleries. Now called the last great art movement of 20th century America, their works are worth tens of thousands. Audience members losing themselves completely while a jazz player performs intensely. Circa 1950, the emotional power of live jazz music captivated listeners entirely. This image captures the raw, transcendent energy of America's greatest musical art form. Outcast, photographed by Timothy White in Atlanta. (1994). Andre 3000 and Big Boy revolutionized Southern hip-hop forever. This early image captures them before becoming one of rap's most innovative and influential duos in history. Italian Arditi Company. From the Nyack Shock Battalion in 1918. These elite assault troops were feared shock infantry during World War I. The Arditi pioneered modern close quarters combat tactics and influenced future special forces worldwide. Nazi propaganda minister Dr. Joseph Goebbels visits Venice for the film. Festival in August 1939. This trip occurred just before World War II began. Goebbels used cinema masterfully for Nazi propaganda and ideological manipulation throughout the war. After Saarbrücken fell without resistance, a German officer awaits his fate in ruins eating U.S. Army rations on March 22, 1945. Defeat was imminent for Nazi Germany. This quiet moment reflects the war's bitter, exhausted final days. Civil War veteran Samuel Decker designed his own arm prosthetics after losing both arms in combat. Unable to build them himself, he developed detailed designs and instructed others. His innovative spirit overcame devastating disability remarkably. Two ladies model their new summer clothes and swimming suits at home during the 1940s, photographed on Kodak safety film. These casual fashion photos capture wartime domestic life. Women's swimwear evolved dramatically during this transformative era. Chris Farley leads a hike as camp counselor at Red Arrow Camp in Arbor Vitae, Wisconsin in 1986. Before comedy stardom, he worked with children outdoors. This early photo shows his natural leadership and energetic personality shining. Through a Serbian couple from Croatia, Dalmatia, wearing traditional folk costumes in 1930. Their elaborate ethnic dress showcases regional cultural heritage and pride. These beautiful costumes represent centuries of Balkan tradition, preserved through clothing and craftsmanship. On April 13, 1945, U.S. troops liberated a train near Farsleben, Germany, carrying 2,500 Holocaust prisoners bound for Theresienstadt concentration camp. This rescue saved thousands from certain death. The moment represents hope amid humanity's darkest hour. A Japanese lady laughs as an officer searches her bag at Santa Anita, California internment camp in April 1942. Despite unjust imprisonment, she maintains dignity. This moment captures the resilience of Japanese Americans during shameful wartime. Treatment at Soviet aircraft carriers. Tbilisi and Riga under construction between Tbilisi became Admiral Kuznetsov, while Riga was sold to China as Liaoning. This photo documents Soviet naval power's final years before communism's collapse. A Nazi flag hoisted in Swakopmund, modern Namibia, where Peter Thiel stayed in the late 1970s. A 1976 New York Times article described this town as more Germany than Germany. The colonial legacy persisted decades later. Che Guevara walking down the Appalachian Trail during fall 1953, years before becoming a revolutionary icon. This journey occurred during his motorcycle travels through the Americas. The experience shaped his political consciousness and future revolutionary path dramatically. Soldiers prepared for immediate combat action in this powerful military photograph. Their readiness and determination are evident in their focused expressions. This image captures the intense anticipation soldiers experience before entering battle's chaos female baseball players. Photographed during the post-war era in 1947, women's professional baseball thrived while men served overseas. During World War II, the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League inspired future generations of female athletes nationwide. Under darkness on August 13, 1961, barbed wire separated East Berlin from West Berlin before constructing the Berlin Wall. Two mothers and their children, now kept apart, greet each other the next day across the barrier. Olivia de Havilland Rita Hayworth, James Cagney, and Jack Carson star in The Strawberry Blonde. Warner Brothers, 1941. This romantic comedy showcased Hollywood's greatest stars together. The film captured America's nostalgic longing for simpler, pre-war times. Soviet politician Lavrentiy Beria with Joseph Stalin's daughter Svetlana Alliluyeva in the USSR during the 1930s. Beria was Stalin's notorious secret police chief and mass murderer. This disturbing image shows his proximity to Stalin's family circle. Hermann Goering visits German Luftwaffe Air Corps personnel in Italy. 1941, the Nazi Reichsmarshal commanded Germany's Air Force throughout World War II. His leadership failures contributed significantly to the Luftwaffe's eventual defeat by Allied air power. New. York to Paris auto race in 1908. Reporters interviewing drivers at race start in New York City. American and French entries competed in this incredible transcontinental challenge. The ambitious race captured global imagination. During the Automobile Age's early days, a Soviet soldier dances for the last time in Austria as troops prepare to leave the country on September 11, 1955. This joyful moment marks the end of Allied occupation. Austria regained full independence after a decade of foreign military presence. Singaporean PM Lee Kuan Yew visits Palau Senang Prison Island in 1963, where inmates moved freely, building their own society. The experiment ended disastrously after a failed uprising killed 4 guards. 59 prisoners faced murder trials. Jacob Lawrence, one of America's most renowned modernist painters, pictured on duty aboard USS Sea Cloud in 1943. Commanding officers made painting part of his official military duties. He produced the famous War series, documenting African American service. Barbers wearing protective masks to avoid Spanish flu infection. Circa 1918, this devastating pandemic killed millions worldwide. The image eerily resembles modern COVID-19 precautions, showing history's cyclical nature and humanity's persistent health. Challenges throughout centuries. East Berlin policemen attentively watch and monitor a photographer located on the western side of the Berlin Wall in 1961. This tense surveillance symbolizes Cold War division. The wall physically and ideologically separated Europe for nearly 3 decades. A military aircraft shot down during combat operations. The destroyed plane represents the constant danger faced by air crews during wartime. Thousands of aviators lost their lives in aerial combat throughout both world wars and subsequent conflicts worldwide. SLED. Dogs from the Imperial Trans-Antarctic Expedition watch, helplessly as their ship is crushed in pack ice. Ernest Shackleton's legendary voyage became history's greatest survival story. The dogs witnessed their only way home destroyed, before their eyes. German soldiers share a laugh with a local girl in German-occupied Paris during summer. 1940, this seemingly friendly moment occurred during France's darkest occupation period. The image shows how occupation normalized despite underlying oppression and resistance building. General Eduardo Lunardi and his staff attend a field mass during battles of the Liberation Revolution in Cordoba, Argentina, 1955. This military coup overthrew President Juan Perón. Religion and military force combined to reshape Argentina's political future dramatically. People climbing the Berlin Wall in 1989 in front of a sign saying, "Attention! You are now leaving West Berlin," with "But how?" sprayed over it. This rebellious graffiti captured the wall's imminent collapse and freedom's triumph. In the UK, November 5th is marked by bonfires and fireworks. Children traditionally wheeled Guy Fawkes around streets asking for pennies, then threw Guy on bonfires. This tradition commemorates the failed gunpowder plot of 1605. While watching The Manchurian Candidate from 1962, someone recognized the corner of 79th Street and West End Avenue in Manhattan. This Cold War thriller masterfully captured nuclear-age paranoia. The New York filming locations added authentic urban atmosphere perfectly. Department store employees. Preparing for war. American citizens in New York exercise on a rooftop during lunch breaks in 1917. From National Geographic. Magazine, Volume 31. This civil defense training prepared civilians for potential World War I emergencies. Howard Hawks in the director's chair for Rio Bravo with John Wayne and Angie Dickinson in 1959. Hawks directed some of Hollywood's greatest films across multiple genres. This classic Western showcased his masterful storytelling and character development skills. From 1942, for decades, middle and upper-class black art collectors attended the Atlanta Annuals annually. Started by famous Hale Woodruff, this major exhibition presented new and established black artists' works for black collectors to purchase. On October 11, 1974, Leonid Brezhnev arrived in Chisinau to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Moldova's Soviet Socialist Republic formation. He had previously visited in the 1950s. The ceremonial visit reinforced Soviet control over the Moldovan Republic. Calutron operators at panels in Y-12 plant at Oak Ridge, Tennessee, during World War II in 1944. Part of the Manhattan Project. Gladys Owens didn't understand her job's purpose until seeing this photo 50 years later publicly. In 1946, Marilyn Monroe worked as a pinup girl, charging $10 hourly to be photographed as reference for paintings. This is one more safe for work example. She was still Norma Jean before Hollywood's stardom transformed her completely. An older Charles Atlas reviews male from his fitness program while showing his muscular arm, circa 1960. The legendary bodybuilder built a mail-order fitness empire. His dynamic tension method inspired millions to transform their bodies through exercise. Charlie Chaplin, Douglas Fairbanks, and friends play around on the tennis court circa 1932. Chaplin is being held up with Douglas Fairbanks Jr. holding his feet. Hollywood's greatest stars enjoyed carefree moments together during cinema's golden age. Stores of surgical cotton and health service supplies in a warehouse in Bordeaux, southwest France, far from the Western Front. These medical resources saved countless lives during World War I. The massive stockpile reflects the war's horrific casualty scale. Tsar. Nicholas sat with his 5 children in 1913. Maria, Olga, Tatiana, Alexei, and Anastasia. This family portrait captured the doomed Romanov dynasty before revolution and execution. Their tragic fate symbolizes Russia's violent transformation from empire to communism. Marion Post Wolcott photographs a coal miner's child climbing through a cat hole with a pipe and gun in Bertha Hill, West Virginia during the Great Depression in 1938. This powerful image reveals harsh poverty conditions in Appalachian mining communities. American aviator Matilda Moisant photographed in 1912. She was the second woman in the United States to obtain a pilot's license. These pioneering female aviators broke gender barriers, proving women could master flight as skillfully as men, just some friends goofing around. Playfully together during the 1890s. This Candid Moment shows Victorian-era people enjoying carefree fun, contrary to popular perceptions. Their joyful expressions prove people throughout history shared the same simple pleasures we enjoy today. Photograph of French soldiers wearing gas masks, also known as tampons TN around 1916. These early protective devices defended against deadly chemical weapons. World War I introduced horrific chemical warfare, forcing armies to develop increasingly sophisticated protection. A good salve. Homeless man receives a free shave at New York's Hotel de Gink in 1915. This charitable establishment provided basic services to the city's poor. The image captures progressive era compassion toward those experiencing poverty and homelessness. From his 50-seat private plane, Ray Charles talks to the control tower circa 1966. He sat in the co-pilot's seat and knew enough about plane operation to take over in emergencies. As Charles said, that would really be flying blind, baby. The first Second Narrows Bridge opened on November 7, 1925, exactly 100 years ago. This crucial Vancouver crossing connected communities. Across Burrard Inlet, the bridge represented major infrastructure development in British Columbia's largest city during the 1920s. Boom! Preparing to disembark from Prince Rainier III's yacht on April 12, 1956, Monaco's ruler traveled in royal style befitting his position. The elegant vessel represented Mediterranean aristocracy's glamorous lifestyle during the mid-20th century's golden era. Young 18-year-old Lieutenant Horatio Lewis of the 145th Pennsylvania was wounded in both legs at Gettysburg. He died of his wounds on July the 20th, 1863. His body was brought home and buried. This young officer sacrificed everything. Types of ordnance. Armored tank helmet, Model 15 from Engineering Division. Ordnance Department, circa 1918. Early tank crews needed specialized protective equipment against extreme combat conditions. These heavy helmets defended against heat, impacts, and shrapnel inside cramped metal vehicles. A P-51 Mustang from the 352nd Fighter Squadron, 353rd Fighter Group at RAF Reading, England, being recovered after a landing accident while flown by Lieutenant Everett B. Bowen. Even skilled pilots faced dangerous mishaps during routine operations. The San Francisco Cliff House, photographed in 1900-1901, positioned dramatically right on the edge of a cliff. This iconic Victorian-era restaurant overlooked the Pacific Ocean majestically. The spectacular location made it one of California's most famous landmarks.